Jenny-Jaymes and our sidekick, Christian Cano, partner in crime, is coming up next.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen's sidekick. Welcome to Two Queers in a Truck. Hi y'all.
See you soon.
Good morning, everybody. Christian was coming back to that for y'all that listen to this on an audio podcast. He was a big old woven BT looking hat, and of course his massive Elton John glasses. But anyway, this is Wednesday, July 26th. Not that it matters because you can listen to this or watch this anytime. We have a little Pride music going on, and Christian broadcasting from a undisclosed bunker location and somewhere around the world. Unibar. And I'm actually broadcasting from his studio, and so it's live, and we've switched places, and we're ready to go. And so we will jump right into it. Again, this is Two Queers in a Truck. Michigan just arrested 16 fake electors. This is the find out portion of insurrections and election cheating. And something that a lot of people didn't realize, or at least I didn't realize or have been paying close attention, but with all things Trump and all things MAGA, of all the stunts and arrests and proud girls going to prison and all this, Michigan kind of flew under the radar. I mean, they didn't talk about it as much as New York and Georgia, and we've heard the Georgia, AG, they're pretty close to indicting, but they arrested 16 electors that were going to cast their votes, even though Biden had won Michigan. They were going to cast their votes for Trump, and they propped them all up, had them ready to go, and I guess at the last minute decided this was going to be a really bad idea. But they had already begun the fraud part of the process, and the what I understand, I guess there was clearly enough evidence to go ahead and arrest them. And I would imagine the long play is to tie it to the national campaign to commit voter fraud, just like they tried to do in Atlanta with the perfect call. And I made the perfect call, and it was just amazing. And they're going to find that extra 12,000, maybe more. I think there was 100,000 votes that were stolen from me in Georgia. I won Georgia. I'm still the president, and I can declassify whatever I want. It's a magical wand, whole excellence thing.
Everything is perfect with him.
Yeah, if you believed his bullshit, which there's a considerable amount of people that still do, but it's just, you can feel the shoes just dropping. You can feel the Republicans. You can feel the desperation, and at some point, they're the boy that cried wolf, and it looks like they're getting eaten by the wolf. They're in some significant trouble because this criminal is their front runner, and he's going to prison. There's no way around it. You can't commit as many felonies as he is. He's not, and these are things that will invoke the 14th Amendment. Like, he's going to be ineligible to run by the spring of next year. There's no way around it. I mean, if he gets convicted in Georgia, if the Michigan AG connects him to to those 16 fake electors, which probably a very high probability they got a ton of evidence. But just like with the insurrectionists, the 800 or 900 that are in jail and or serving time right now, this is just building a case against the big target, which is a president that either incited an insurrection and a coup to stop the peaceful transfer of power, or they try to get people on the state level to.
Jenny, do you think this is a bigger surprise? It was a surprise for me for this drop when I heard about this. Do you think this is a bigger surprise to you? Because I was like, wow, I didn't even know they were going after them. I thought they weren't gonna. Because think about it, if these 16 people, that did this, even if there's two of them saying, "Hey, hold on a second, I was told by so and so to do this," they're gonna flip on some people.
Why? I think the prosecuting attorney, and I should have wrote her name down, did this was they didn't want their soon to be arrestees to be turned or be threatened by MAGAs. And so I think what they did was brilliant. It was a master stroke of legal maneuvering. It was like an October surprise. It's like, surprise.
Exactly.
And I think it was done that way to keep the rabid dogs of MAGA and the proud girls from doxing these people and putting their addresses up on the deal. Is they're in jail now. They've been arrested. They're in some kind of protective custody for a reason. And as they've seen, the New York City prosecutor that keeps getting death threats and everything that, in Georgia. And so I think this was kept under lock and key till they just arrested all 16 people. I think
also it prevented Trump from kind of like spinning it before it happened, like days before saying, they're coming out to get you. I told you that. Now he's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You could literally hear him audibly crapping bricks. Like, he can feel the handcuffs tightening. And it's not an if he's going to prison, it's when he's going to prison and when he's going to get convicted of these crimes. And, he's got 71 concurrent felony charges all over the country and counting.
That's
Georgia,
crazy. That's crazy.
And there's no telling how many counts will be there. He's got another case in New Jersey. He's got some serious fucking issues, and it's not going to be pretty. Speaking of presidents, the data has been coming out more and more about the success of the Biden administration's move to not only lower inflation, but one of the biggest things that's being talked about is that we've brought back 800,000 new manufacturing jobs since he took office. Yep. And a lot of the significant moves he made to bring high-paying, high-tech manufacturing jobs back to America to rebuild our middle class that the Reagan Republicans have completely eroded because those were union jobs. We don't like those commie union jobs that pay well and have benefits and retirement plans and actually have protected employees, and the Republicans have done everything they can since at least 1980 to erode those type jobs, to crush unions any way they can so that their big donors can skim more money off their employees and legally steal from Americans, and that's the way it needs to be said. It's legal stealing. When you're union busting, you're legally stealing from employees. You're legally stealing from their long-term security. And you wonder why people aren't buying houses. You wonder why we have so much homeless. Is those type of jobs have been going away from decades. And Trump didn't help. he sent more American jobs and more American, businesses overseas than pretty much any one-term president. It was a disaster for the American economy, unless you're a billionaire and you got some really fat paychecks because of Trump. But other than that, like the largest American wealth transfer happened because of Trump. The top 1% gained a $3.5 trillion because of Trump. $3.5 trillion. And at the same time, Generation Z and the younger millennials lost $3.5 trillion worth of wealth out of that generation. And that's not an accident. It's not an accident.
But isn't that, but doesn't that, Jenny, in a way, doesn't that show in many ways the delusion of a lot of these hardcore MAGA people, because they're saying, oh, the economy was so great, my life was so great during Trump. But when you look at the data, like you said, Biden, the data is showing that we have the lowest inflation of all the major countries out there. And jobs are unemployment is at historic lows for what we're going through. People's salaries have gone up. And so they're still denying the data right in front of their face. And then when you ask them, can you find a job? Oh, I can find any job. Isn't that what you want?
Well, and that was the whole thing that Trump was like, I'm the jobs president, I'm the infrastructure president, I'm the manufacturing president, and it turns out that he was close. It was just the next president that did all that. Trump is, and Republicans in general always project onto themselves what Democrats actually are. And it's just kind of crazy that the best jobs presidents and the best presidents for our economy have always been Democrats.
Yep, they have been.
FDR.
At least in my lifetime. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Bill Clinton was a fabulous master of the economy. He not only right-sized our military budget and got that under control, but provided budget surpluses, got our spending under control. He was the most physically and financially conservative president of our lifetime. It was Bill Clinton. A Democrat. Obama did a phenomenal job considering what he walked into. I mean, day one, we had major corporations singing their swan song that they were going out. Massive banking crisis, massive real estate crisis, massive manufacturing crisis, where hundreds of thousands, if not millions of jobs were lost. And just recently came back thanks to President Biden. But the groundwork that Biden and Obama did in 2009 through 2011 literally saved our economy, literally kept us a world leader. Had a Republican won and continued the mistakes of the Bush administration, we'd be done. We'd be done, with, Mensa Genius member Sarah Palin as vice president. and John McCain, I think philosophically was a good man, but he was not going to be a good president. He was going to be a bigger disaster than Bush. And I think we would have seen more chicanery and fuckery. I think we would have seen a larger expansion of the war for promoting American terrorism overseas. I think we would have seen us go into more countries under a McCain administration. And a vice president that's so dumb you say hi to her and you stump her for an answer. But anyway, we're up against our first break, and we'll be right back with some more Two Queers in a Truck. Hey, everybody, you can catch us on your favorite audio podcast platform, Spotify, and all Apple Store, the Google machine, and whoever else does podcasts.
we're on there. We broke in and we're staying. So enjoy the Two Queers in the Truck on your favorite audio podcast platform. Thanks for listening or watching. Bye, boo. Happy Pride.
And we are back. But yeah, I mean, we've seen 3 American Democrat presidents in, since 1992, and they've all been amazing economic heroes that either inherited a disaster. I mean, Clinton inherited Bush and Reagan's mess of the failed trickle-down voodoo economics and the military overspending. I mean, we spent billions and trillions of dollars on a fake weapon system called Star Wars to scam the world and no telling where that money went. Nobody's ever asked, well, where'd all that money go then? If it was a fake weapon system, it was meant to scare, and we spent that money, and we did. Why wasn't Reagan and Bush investigated on that? Like, who got paid?
They made some cool graphics though.
They made some really cool.
Remember those graphics? Remember the satellites and the graphics and.
Oh yeah, but when you think about it, and Reagan and Bush were, senior and junior, are both scammers. And they've used Defense Department as their way of paying their buddies, paying the people that got them elected. And you think about all the scams that Reagan and Bush pulled, Iran-Contra, and there's no telling what they did that they didn't get caught on. Because I guarantee you, a scammer is a scammer. Now, Reagan was half there, so you can blame most of the things on Bush. I mean, Reagan probably didn't know what day of the week it was most of his presidency. Didn't make him any less evil. He was still a shitbag and a racist and a homophobe, but what do you expect? Dick Suckus had $92 million left over in the Florida budget. It was federal COVID money. And it happened to find its way into a very high benefactor of his, a wealthy real estate developer. Just happened to make it into this guy's account. And in return, the sugar daddy loaned Dick Suckus a very high dollar golf simulator. They placed it in the governor's mansion for Dick Suckus to use at his leisure. Now, one, I didn't know the meatball played golf.
Like in those white boots?
In his white boots and a polo, and pants pulled up to probably his belly button. It pulled so high he can reach over his shoulder to reach into his back pocket for his wallet. Like, here, let me get my wallet real quick. He looks like some kind of. Dick Suckus always looks like some kind of Saturday Night Live character. He doesn't look like the performer, but he does remind me of that one Martin Short character where he pulled up his pants real high and then did this really weird dance. Except a lot fatter because Martin Short.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like he's skinnier than Ocor, but and a wildly talented entertainer. Just funny. You just can look at him. He the faces he would makes you laugh.
Hey, Jenny, I got a funny story. After you finish, I got a funny story about Suckus here in my undisclosed location. So go ahead. I got to tell you that.
Oh no, go ahead and tell it. Since we're all
okay. So we got to an undisclosed location on Saturday, and we were taking a lift someplace, and the driver is a retired guy. I don't know what he did, but he was talking about his governor, and he said, and I don't know what was those damn black votes.
Well, it's one of the reasons that, besides Dick Suckus being, a high school teacher pedophile and a creeper, the dude's creepy. And I guess that's par for the course for Nazis, because a lot of the Nazis back in Germany were very creepy. And there's just something about Nazis and fascists, I guess because they're always doing creepy things. And they're projecting out in the world because they're angry because they're a creep. And him and
That's a good point.
Him and his wife are, Casey DeSantis is just as creepy and just a, you know, a theocratic fascist and a weirdo. And you look at them and you just go, they're almost like human beings, but they're not. They're just like these idiotic robots that are just these bumbling idiots. They're almost like they're cosplaying Bond villains or something. They just were like, they're definitely cosplaying human beings because no human beings would act the way they do.
Hey, did you see? You know, when we take this a week in advance, but last night on a Tuesday night, which would I guess the 18th, CNN did an interview with DeSantis. Did you happen to get clips of that? So I watched it, and I was trying to put myself in a subjective person because, you know, I don't like him. And I was going, okay, I was just listening to him. He's a smooth talker, but he is not a likable person.
No, he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that have run for president, have been presidents that have the personality of a wet paper sack. But this dude is really a fucking asshole.
Yes.
At least Trump has some kind of charm.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, you know, at least I can laugh along with Trump, even though he's a dick. This guy really comes across as like the guy sitting next to you. They're like, oh, shit, I don't want to sit next to him.
No, Big Suckers reminds me of people that would drown puppies. Not in a Cruella de Vil. I want to drown the puppy so I can make a coat out of them. I want to drown puppies because I enjoy drowning puppies.
Yeah.
You know, and when he was a little kid, he probably, you know, bit his fart bubbles in the tub too. You know, like he's that type of dude. Like he's just there's just something off about him. Just like creeper, Silence of the Lambs type creepy. Like he is like a conservative Buffalo Bill. You know, you're just waiting for that next story to come out. Bigger train wreck than our friend Maddie Cawthorn. But anyway, Bobbert, you know, she's just, you know, a total fucking bitch.
So you agree with MTG?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, here lately, MTG's been saying a lot of correct things, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But Bobber got approached by the parents of one of the Uvalde shooting victims, Maddie Rodriguez. She was 10 years old when she was murdered in cold blood. And they had this little commemorative pin honoring her life with a picture of her, a little thing, you know, because they approached her because they were on Capitol Hill with two different groups, March for Our Lives, which is the David Hogg group out of Florida, and then also Lives Robbed, which are two gun reform, you know, common sense, drug, you know, gun laws, that sort of thing. They were lobbying. And they approached her in the hallway and they handed her this pen and a little placard that comes with it, you know, urging her to, you know, rethink her position on guns. And she took it and she just kept walking. She never broke sides. She never even stopped to even talk to them. But she took the commemorative pen of this slain girl and the placard and the closest trash can she threw it away right in front of them and just kept walking.
No way.
And it was caught on video. So here's the best part is that they went up and they zoomed in and you could see what it was. We watched her throw it away with her right arm. She just, I mean, one of these little, because they're up on Capitol Hill, so there's those little metal, you know, public trash cans. And she literally didn't even break stride. She just pitched it and kept walking. She didn't look back. She didn't stop. It was just second nature for her. And you knew she did that to be a fucking dick, just a total fucking dick. And, you know, say what you want about gun control, you know, no matter what side of the issue you are, but just take that to your office. Just, you know, throw it away there. Take it home and throw it away in your personal trash. But don't. I wouldn't do that in front of Bible thumpers that were handing me.
Especially, exactly.
I would either refuse to take it and to say, hey, you know, it's just not my bag, which I've done. You know, I've had, you know, different people trying to sell their church and their church business and try to hand me, like, you're not, I don't want to be rude, but you're wasting your paper, you know, and you know, I don't even want to get into it. Religion's not my bag. I'm all cured of that. But don't be a dick. Don't be disrespectful. You can say it.
Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah. And Bobbert is a total fucking bitch. She is a nasty, nasty human being.
Now you know why her husband cheated on her. Or divorced her. I'm sorry.
Can you imagine? I mean, he's a shitbag and a sex criminal.
Yeah.
And you got Bobbert that is just a fucking scammer, a fucking idiot. She's not qualified. She's going to get voted out this next cycle. You know that's going to happen. She's going to get beat like she stole something, and I guess she'll go into the ministry because it seems like the angle she's starting to take. Yeah, and you just made a church scam. She's cooking up with her ramen shaman boyfriend. Like, can you imagine those chuckle fucks having their own church? And the kind of dredges of society that would go to that. Yeah. Hillbilly inbred, Billy Goat, fucking Coloradians, and you know, hump your cousin type church that's going to see, you're going to see you think MAGAs are bad. Wait till you see these fuck sticks having their own church is as scary. But we're up against our second break and we'll be right back with some more Two Queers in a Truck.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching us on Two Queers in a Truck. Don't forget, you can watch us anytime at your leisure on our video podcast platforms like Facebook and YouTube. But you can also listen to us, either this show or any of our past shows, on our audio podcast platforms like Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and all of the other ones. So once again, thank you for watching Two Queers in a Truck. I hope you enjoy our show.
But yeah, I can't imagine these creepers. That's a church. I would give myself a restraining order. I wouldn't even drive past that son of a bitch. You know, if there really was a God and I had the power to make all these universes and galaxies and all this shit, and that bitch started up a church, I'd be like, hey, it's time to bring back some of the old school Old Testament smite thy enemy.
You would say, I'm good.
I would be showing up and going, I'm burning this so much down. You know, there'd be a tornado, a hurricane, and a lightning storm that would hit that campus. I'd be like, no, this is where, like, Jim Baker was bad enough. Jimmy Swaggart, pretty good chase and hookers, but no, I draw the line at the Robin Shaman and that crazy bitch. I'm burning that church down. But speaking of scammers, one of the latest scams that I can't even believe people fall for this, but Donald Trump and his campaign are selling these golden embossed checks, and they're blank checks. They're supposed to be commemorative, but you know, a bunch of chuckle fucks are going to try to take these to a bank and cash them.
Are they like the Willy Wonka gold?
Yeah, like the golden ticket. They look like the gold. They look like they ripped off Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They literally look like that.
It's so cheesy.
It's bad. It's worse than the NFTs they tried selling. That magically all of a sudden 40 million of those got sold. You just imagine it's just a money laundering scheme. So is this. This comes off as, I'll tell you what, it's about as legitimate as Trump University.
Yeah.
So one of his business scams, and this is such a blatant, and the people that are selling this for him, all these hyper magas, I'm going to pull up. You won't be able to see it on the air, but it is literally like the Saturday and Sunday morning infomercials. Like they got this website. I had to go to it. I saw the link in the social media world, and I saw this dude. One person was like saying, "Can you believe these people are this dumb?" And then they put the article and the ad where one of these MAGA driven scam companies is marketing this for Trump, and literally pitching it is, if you buy these as your investment, and they could easily someday, maybe, possibly, never be worth like millions of dollars. Like these are some kind of gold.
Say kind of maybe never ever,
with a lot of hedging of that, so that they don't go for an absolute scam.
Yeah.
But on that deal, it says the Donald J. Trump golden check, $199.99 for one, is waiting to be in your hands with 60% off, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Swear to God, I've screenshot the ad. The leading Trump commemorative check certified by supporters, whatever that means, ships anywhere with a 14-day money back guarantee. Good luck with that. They're going to hedge that. But when you get closer to the checkout, they go, grab this deal now. One check for $199, 3 checks for $389, and the best offer, 5 golden checks for $649 plus free shipping and handling. They threw in free shipping and handling, because checks wait so really.
And they're how much are they off?
Well, they said
60%.
60% off. So I guess they're supposed to be like, I'm not going to be able to do the math in my head now.
Yeah. But hey, that's a better bargain than the MyPillow too.
I mean, literally stuff more schemy than the MyPillow, and the MyPillow was always a scam. But they got.
Are they from Giza, or the what does the MyPillow guy say with his sheets? From the soft cotton of the Giza.
Oh yeah, cotton.
Yes, exactly.
Like, you talking about? These are all America First people. Is that the funding for True Social came out of China? The MyPillow scammer imported the cotton from friggin' Egypt instead of using cotton. Like these guys, Trump's cut deals with the Saudi royal family for the Trump Towers. And now he's hooking up with them, for his Mar-a-Lago cheeseburger factory golf course. And you're going, well, these are American affiliations, and the Trump hats all come from manufacturing in China. And you just go, the scabs, they're so plastic banana. Jamie Raskin said it right, when he was making fun of how, I think it was Bobbert that was mispronouncing the Democratic Party. He says it'd be like, be calling the Republican Party the banana Republican Party. These guys are just tin horn, cartoonish, but literally I guess one of the guys that's selling it is kind of sitting in a candid photo with Trump as they're having a meeting. And there's a giant golden ticket-looking commemorative check right above Trump's head on the back wall. And the reason some of this was being talked about is because, it goes back to the Trump bucks and people trying to take them to Bank of America and cash them in for American dollars. And you just wonder how big of a scammers they really are. And it's just kind of bizarre. It's kind of funny as fuck. I'm not going to lie.
It's embarrassing.
You've never seen a former president do this. You didn't see, well, I mean, Reagan didn't have any marbles left by the time he left the White House. But you didn't even see the Bush family, either one of them. I can picture the younger Bush doing something like this. But he just didn't have the cult following that Trump has. But these fuckers will buy anything from him. Like he could put gold leaf embossed stuff on toilet rolls and sell it to these people.
But Jenny, these are the kind of people that they're not very bright.
Oh, you mean the
MAGAs.
Oh, no,
the MAGAs are exactly.
They're dumb as fuck.
More importantly, you cannot be bright, but you can also add that along with just no common sense. They have both of those things going against them.
Yeah,
so
they're Gurl cups sitting in the corner, rocking back and forth, trying to figure out how to remember to breathe. These are the dumbest fucking.
I want to make America great again.
Like who would take off work to go to Washington D.C. to storm a Capitol building? There's no president, no Democrat I would ever storm the Capitol building for. I was like, no, bitch, you lost. Face it, move on. Like, Jimmy Carter was the last one-term president that the Democrats have had. And you remember all the Carter riots? Oh, yeah, they never happened because we accepted that he lost because we're rational human beings. Now, Reagan cheated to win, the whole Iran-Contra thing. That's why it was so controversial. But he still lost. At the end of the day, he lost. We accepted that. We move on. Bush Sr., one term, technically a 3-term president because he really ran the Reagan administration, but only one term as actual president. Never heard a fucking peep. Never, stolen election. Now he's like, I'm tired. I'm old as fuck. My wife, George Washington, she's tired too. And they were done. They were done with politics. They didn't want to be in the limelight anymore. It was exhausting. And, and he's done a lot of bad things. So, I mean, karma caught up to him. And he walked away and did the dignified thing. And, this new crop of MAGA Republicans carry crazy ass Lake, and these goofy fucks, when they lose, they can't own the accountability. But speaking of goofy fucks, MTG went on the air and tried to make fun of Biden, and she ended up just making fun of herself because she was saying, well, he's like, like FDR and LBJ, and he's investing into manufacturing and supporting Medicare and Social Security. I said all the infrastructure things that Biden's done. Literally, and people are going, yeah. And so Dark Brandon, a.k.a. Biden, turned it into a commercial.
No way.
And it is funny as fuck. They basically, I agree with you. We did all that. We brought manufacturing jobs back. Because she was saying it is like, she's a big socialist, and we don't want that. And people were going, no, that's why we elected him in 2020.
Exactly.
He's been doing exactly what he promised. Even trying to get student loan relief. The people were trying to hold. Democrats were trying to hold that against him. And I was like, no, you just give him time. Like, he's passing a lot of landmark things, and he's kind of busy with the vaccine rollout too, and the people had these insanely high expectations. I said, he could do 4 or 5 things in his first couple of years and still be more than Trump. I mean, let's be realistic. Like, this dude saved our economy. saved literal lives. There's no telling how many more millions of lives we would have lost had we not gotten the vaccine rolled out as fast as he rolled it out. Like, did some fucking amazing, miraculous things in his first 2 years.
And what's their commercial, Jenny? Since we've took over Congress, we have gone after drag queens, gone after trans kids. We don't want drag shows. We don't want drag shows. We don't want. That is their whole accomplishment.
Well, and even worse, elect us and we'll go after inflation. We'll do this. We'll do.
Exactly. They haven't done anything. They've done nothing.
They've done
boycotting Cracker Barrel. We're boycotting Chick-fil-A. We're boycotting anything American. They couldn't even get McCarthy seated. It took them 15 fucking votes and about 7 to 10 days worth of work to get that chuckle fuck as the Speaker of the House. Like, who else was going to be the Speaker of the House? And like, McCarthy's no fucking genius. He's an idiot too. But let's be realistic. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing they've done that's even notable is the fact that the Freedom Caucus got rid of MTG, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear? She said, "Well, I haven't been told I've been kicked out yet, so technically I'm still in it."
Yeah, this is their mentality.
That's like, well, I haven't been served the divorce papers yet, so I'm still married.
Right? Yeah. Like you know, it's one of these bizarre. It's almost like you want to lean over and say, MTG, you can't play stupid. You are stupid. You don't. Yeah. You don't. We know you're an ignorant fuck. We know you're dumber than a sack of hammers. And that's only an insult to the hammers. At least they have a use. MTG is completely useless human being.
Yep.
Unless, of course, you like a dirty cheater and a weirdo and a stalker. Yeah. And if you like that, she's single. She's on the market.
Exactly.
I mean, let me tell you.
That's right.
It was a choice between abstinence and being single the rest of my life and MTG. I'm staying single. I'm good. I'm like, no. She's past a 2-bagger. Like, that's just no. But to compare Biden to FDR and LBJ, two of the most significant Democrat presidents of the 20th century. One that passed landmark civil rights bills. And FDR, that literally was the original infrastructure. I'd saved America president after another Republican fucked up our country again. And guided us through World War II. Literally a legend. Biden's going, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Like, thanks for the comment. Like, he literally, when he punked her in his response before the commercial, he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is something we can agree on, you know, like,
exactly.
Thanks for the campaign ad. And I mean the fucking campaign ad.
That's funny.
It's circulating around the social medias, and people are fucking. She owned herself. Like, she didn't have to do that. But it's one of the best campaign pitches ever for a Democrat president. And the fact that it's MTG, the ultimate dumbest MAGA that exists. I mean, her and Robert are at the bottom of the stupid food chain. And the fact that it's her words and her talking, and they use her words. Because there's nothing to disagree with. Yeah, he's a good jobs president. 13 million jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs. We'd hate for our tax dollars to go to bringing back manufacturing jobs, high-paying manufacturing jobs. That's terrible. We hate he got down the costs of insulin for people with diabetes. All of this medical, this fancy dancy medical care that he's driving the price down. We hate that. We'd like to see more of it, but we hate it. All the perks that normal citizens. Let's take the political party out of it for a second and go. Yeah, this is like he kept all of his campaign promises from 2020, which is really rare for a politician. But she's literally going down the laundry list of why we voted for him. Yeah, I'm trying to slam. You're like, girl, it's not a slam. Anybody with a fucking brain would realize when you're saying this, maybe I'm making his point for him. Maybe I'm that fucking stupid. She's so stupid. She comes all the way around intelligent discourse and comes back to dirt stupid. She made a full cycle deal and owned herself on that. And now the Democrats are making a commercial out of it. And it's something you would think was, when I first heard about it, I was like, no, this is a fucking onion thing. This is, this isn't real. And then I went and found the video of regularly saying it. Yeah. At this press conference that she was holding, how she likes to do these press conferences. And she really thinks she's making a point. You can see the conviction in her eyes. Don't say conviction Republicans too loud, but she's really believing she's owning Biden.
That's crazy.
That's how fucking dumb she is. But we're a little bit over, and it flew by pretty fast, and so. But we'll see you next week with more Two Queers in a Truck. Be safe out there. Bye, babe.
Good show. Hold on a second. Where's my dog? Hold on. I'll have to edit that part out.
Hey, y'all. Thank you for watching Two Queers in a Truck. Be safe out there. It's extremely hot in certain parts of the country. And again, I'm going to say drink lots of water. And, hey, but at least there's no climate change. But anyway, we'll see you next week. We're supporting Two Queers in a Truck. Bye, babe.
Bye, boo.